Hey everyone, this is Emily Collins. So we're going to be doing a strong flow today. So if it's the morning for you or the afternoon, I hope you're in a kind of good energizing mood, or maybe your energy is a little lower and you want to start kind of pumping it up a little bit with a more challenging flow. So that's pretty much that, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to get started seeing it just a comfortable seated position. Maybe it's cross-legged, maybe it's in a little hero's pose. Just with your spine tall and just really sitting comfortably. On your shoulders to relax back. Just taking big, easy breaths. Just tuning into how your body might feel today. Maybe just the weight of your own sensation, the vibrating sensation of being alive, anything little in particular that might be standing out to you. Maybe it's your heartbeat or just the very sensation of your breath filling in and then just emptying out. And just continuing nice, easy breaths. Maybe starting to rock a little bit. Almost like swaying in the wind or on the ocean or anything where you're feeling this little natural movement from the elements around you. Just swaying, and in the process of swaying, slowly being able to come back to a natural center balanced point. Again, just breathing in and out really slow, really careful. But again, no control over it, just breathing as you would naturally breathe. We're going to take one big inhale together all the way to the top. Big open mouth exhale. Another big inhale. Big open mouth exhale. One more big inhale all the way to the top, holding. Nice slow exhale. And again, just coming back to the center point. No control over your breath once more. Just tuning in. Maybe noticing every time your thoughts start to stray, just coming back to the center point. Big, easy breaths here. Few more breaths, really tuning in. And then slowly, whenever you're ready, just allowing your eyelids to flutter open, coming back to this present point. Maybe just observing your surroundings, or just rocking, coming back to a centered point with your eyes open. From here, we're going to slowly start to walk forward, just laying down all the way flat on our belly, just coming down to a neutral position here, maybe relaxing down for a breath. Just noticing how this breath might feel different than the seated one, rocking your head side to side. And you actually want to start kicking that right all the way back and just pulling it down nice and easy here. Just a nice little quad stretch, feeling into this. If this isn't feeling like enough, you can start to kick up or just leaving it relaxed down, whatever feels best. Then eventually releasing down and reaching back for that left foot. Same thing on this side, just squeezing that foot back, feeling a little quad release here. Maybe starting to kick up into it if that feels good, or just leaving it down. And slowly releasing, maybe pulling both, and this time squeezing both back. If you feel warmed up enough for a bow pose, maybe kicking into that. If that's too much so far, just keeping it down nice and easy. Maybe rocking, just feeling nice and easy movements. Breathing into the space of your quads. Then eventually releasing downwards, placing those hands beside you, just pushing up and back into a nice child's pose. Releasing those shoulders as you tense your fingers up. And just big, easy breaths filling up. Slowly starting to rock forward. Just shaking those hips out side to side. Little release there. Just playing again with big, easy movements. Slowly starting to exaggerate more and more. Just finding something that feels really calm and easy and gentle for you. again, and anything that feels good, maybe tucking those back toes. Anything really here that just wakes up your body. And slowly dropping those feet in. Inhale as you lift your gaze and drop your belly for cow pose. Exhale as you push the mat away, cat. Inhale for cow, maybe adding little natural intuitive movements here. Exhale for cat. Inhale once more for cow. Exhale for cat. And slowly coming back to the center point, tucking those back toes and pushing up your hips for your first down dog. Maybe bending one leg or the other, just really releasing here, waking up your calves nice and easy. Inhaling as you rise up. Exhaling as you shift back down. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you shift back down. One more time, inhale as you rise up. Exhale, shifting back down. Again, just rocking that side to side. Nice, easy movements here. Big, easy breaths. We're going to slowly start to roll all the way forward, come into your plank pose, making sure those fingers are spread extra wide to protect your wrists. Just hanging out here for a few breaths. Maybe starting to do some circles, rotating over to the right. Maybe rotating over to the left. And any tension, just dropping those knees to the ground or keeping still. Maybe rocking forward and back, or just side to side. Just hanging out here. And then slowly shifting all the way back to your down dog. Big, easy breaths here. And one more time, we're going to roll all the way forward to that high plank. Again, just hanging out here for a few breaths. Maybe doing some similar motions, similar circles. Big, easy breaths here. Just waking up those arms, feeling yourself engage, rotating those biceps forward. Then starting to rotate open into side plank, opening out to the right. Maybe your feet stack or just keep one in front of the other. A big, strong stretch here. Then releasing the hand there and rocking it open to the left side. Same thing here. Just big, easy breaths. And releasing to the ground. Big, easy breath here. Then slowly shifting back to your down dog. Big breath. We're going to inhale, keep your gaze forward. Exhale as you slowly walk to the very top of your mat. I lost my headband here somewhere. And slowly starting to rock up one vertebra at a time. Big inhale at the top. Big exhale, swan dive forward. Just rocking it out side to side. Maybe catching those opposite elbows for a ragdoll. Just anything that feels really good here. Just big, easy breaths. And again, slowly rising up one vertebra at a time, all the way to the top. Big exhale, forward fold. Rocking it out side to side. Then we're going to slowly start to walk this right hand all the way over to the left and lift the left hand to the sky. Maybe half binding here. Any little motions that feel good. Big bend in the knees. And then slowly shifting to that left hand planting, right hand reaching to the sky. Same thing here, maybe half binding or just big bend in the knees. Any release here that feels good. And releasing to the ground. Slowly rising up one vertebra at a time, reaching those hands to the sky. Interlacing those fingers, extending outward. And shifting over to the right. Inhale back to center. Shifting over to the left. Inhale back to center. Open it out to the right here. And inhale back to center. Open it out to the right, left. Big inhale to center. Big forward fold over your feet. Just hanging out here again. Stepping it back slowly to your high plank. Just engaging here for a breath. Really breathing into the space. And opening it out to that right side plank. Engaging here, maybe a little stretch with the shoulder. And switching it out over to the left. Same thing here. And coming back to center. Dropping those knees to the ground and just lowering straight away. Up dog. Just relaxing here, looking over one shoulder, the other. Really nice and easy in the start today. And then slowly shifting back all the way to your down dog. Big, easy breath here. I'm going to inhale, lift in that right foot all the way to sky. Maybe opening up those hips a little bit. Exhale, leading a step through low lunge. Just hanging out here for a breath. Really feeling into your body here. Any little motions that feel good. Maybe starting to lift that right hand to the sky for a little twist here. Or just keeping it down if that feels better. Slowly starting to drop that back knee, lifting your arms, low crescent. And twisting it open to the side. Inhale back to center. Planting those hands on the ground, shifting back nice and easy into your half monkey here. Just breathing into the space for a moment. And we're slowly starting to shift forward, walking that right foot all the way to the outside edge of your right hand, just planting downward. Again, just breathing into the space, opening up your hips, maybe pushing it out a little bit for a little added stretch, but if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Just big, easy breaths here. Slowly starting to rise back up, replanting that foot right in between. Lifting up once more for your low crescent. And then lowering back down, tucking those back toes, stepping it back to your high plank, hanging out here for a breath. And either going through your chaturanga or dropping your knees first. Inhaling for up dog, exhaling for down dog. And same thing here, lifting that left foot all the way to the sky, opening up those hips a little bit. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through low lunge, just hanging out here for a breath. Just really feeling into those hips, taking any little motions that feel really good. Maybe lifting that left hand to the sky. And dropping that back knee and lifting up to your low crescent. Kind of just opening it out to the side here. Inhale back to center. Planting those hands on the ground, slowly shifting it back to your half monkey. Big, easy breaths here. And slowly shifting forward, wiggling that foot all the way to the outside edge of your left hand, and just planting down or staying lifted, whatever feels good. Really playing into motion on your hip, maybe staying flat with that foot down, or just rocking on the outside edge of your foot. Whatever feels best there. 2 more big, easy breaths here. And slowly starting to wiggle that foot all the way back to center. Lifting back up to your low crescent. Twisting open once more, perhaps. And back to center. Planting those down, tucking those back, just stepping it back to your high plank and just hanging out here for a breath. Really engaging, breathing into the space. Slowly lowering down through your chaturanga or just dropping your knees to the mat. Pressing it back to your down dog. Inhale as you lift up on those toes. Exhale as you flatten down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, flatten down. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale, flatten down. Just hanging out here for a breath, coming back to the center point. And inhale, lifting that right foot all the way to the sky. Maybe opening it up a little bit here. And exhale, knee to nose, step it through low lunge. Again, hanging out for a breath. Feel rising up to your high crescent. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you settle down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, settling down. One more time, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, settling down. Maybe twisting up to the right this time. We're sliding that back right hand down your left leg. Slowly coming back to center and opening it up to your warrior two. Just hanging out here for a breath. Big, easy breaths here. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Exhale, coming all the way forward. Good, inhale, reversing your warrior. Exhale, coming forward. And from here, slowly starting to shift forward straight away into your warrior three. Maybe your hands are planted, We're coming to heart center, half binding behind you. Whatever feels good here. Just hanging out for a breath. And slowly starting to fold down into your half standing split. Maybe any little motions with that top leg that feel good. Then eventually planting that back foot all the way back down, stepping it back to your high plank, another going through your vinyasa, or just shifting it back to down dog. Nice and easy there, whatever feels best. Inhale as you lift that left leg all the way to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Hanging out for a breath, or lifting up to your high crescent. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, settling down. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, settling down. One more time, inhale as you rise. Exhale, settling down. Maybe shifting up with the left or sliding that back hand down that back leg. We're eventually opening it up to your warrior two. Big, easy breath here. Just hanging out. Inhale, you reverse your warrior. Exhale, you saddle forward, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, saddling forward. Then from here, slowly starting to inch forward again into warrior three, whatever variation felt good for you. Just hanging out for a breath. Then eventually shifting downward, coming into your half standing split. And just big, easy breaths here. Eventually planting that foot all the way back behind you, stepping it back to your high plank, just hanging out for a breath here. Maybe doing some more circles or side to side, whatever feels good. Eventually rotating open into your side plank. Maybe starting to stack that back foot onto your calf there. And rotating open to the other side, same thing here. Maybe stacking that back foot onto the top. And then planting it back to your high plank, hanging out for another breath. Eventually shifting it back to your down dog right away there. And just big, easy breaths. Just coming back to the center point. Then lifting that right foot all the way to the sky, opening it up there. Exhale, knee to right bicep, holding for breath. Just making a little ledge there. Inhale, kicking it back up. Exhale, all the way over to the left. Inhale, kicking it back out. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger pose, crouching here. If we're stepping it all the way through. Just hanging out for a breath here. For right away, inhale, lifting up to your high crescent. Inhale as you rise. Exhale, settling down. Two more times, inhale as you rise. Exhale, settling down. One more time, inhaling as you rise. Exhale, settle down, maybe opening it up to the side. Sliding the back hand down your back leg. Then shifting open your warrior two. Holding here as we engage. And reversing the warrior. Sliding it all the way forward. Maybe half or full binding here if it's in your practice. Whatever feels good. Maybe extending downward. Or we slowly start to shift forward into half moon pose. And then rocking it open, reverse half moon. And then back to half moon. And slowly planting it back down to your warrior two. Coming to flying warrior and just folding for a big swan dive, wide-legged forward fold. Just rocking it out, relaxing. Anything that feels really good here. We're slowly starting to walk it back. Coming to that low lunge, hanging out here for a breath. Then stepping it back to your high plank, holding out here for a breath. Then lowering down, going back to down dog, whatever way feels good for you. Inhale that left leg all the way to the sky. exhale all the way over that left bicep, holding for a breath here. Inhale, kick it all the way back out. Exhale all the way over the right. Inhale, kick it back out. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger pose, crouching here for a breath. We're stepping it through low lunge. Hanging out here for a breath. Before rising up to your high crescent. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you settle down. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you settle down. One more time, inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you settle down, maybe shifting open or sliding that back hand down. Then eventually opening it out to your warrior two. Inhale, reversing that warrior. Exhale, folding forward, maybe half or full bind if that feels good, or extending all the way downward. Before slowly starting to shift forward into your half moon pose. Well, eventually revolving half moon. And then back to half moon. Landing that back foot all the way down, coming into warrior two. With flying warrior and folding forward here. Again, anything that feels really good here. Maybe walking those hands back. Anything that feels good. Just big, easy breaths. Relaxing your face, relaxing your jaw, settling downward. And slowly starting to come all the way back to center. Hanging out in your low lunge for a breath. You're stepping back high plank. Hanging out here. Again, maybe little motions. Then eventually going back to down dog, whatever way it feels best for you. Big easy breaths here, maybe rocking down side to side, big release. I'm gonna inhale, easing forward, exhale, bend those knees and walk or hop all the way to the top of your mat. Just hanging out side to side here. Inhale, slowly rising all the way up, big breath at the top. And then slowly bring those hands all the way to center on exhale. Just coming back to your breath here. Even in this pose, trying to engage, lifting those kneecaps, ripping them out with your toes. Just big, easy breaths. One big inhale here. Big open mouth exhale. Two more just like that, big inhale. Big open mouth exhale. One more just like that, big inhale. Big open mouth exhale, maybe stick your tongue out. Just big release there. Just being goofy. Big inhale, lift those hands to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. From here, inching those toes all the way out, coming into a malasana squat. Just squatting down. Maybe finding a little movement side to side or lifting one arm, lifting the other. Whatever feels good here, just playing with this motion. And playing with engaging that pelvic floor, finding that balance between lifting too much and dropping down too little. Just playing with that. Just big easy breaths here. If you want to stay here, maybe planting those hands and starting to just rock into pigeon pose. Or not pigeon pose, crow pose. Maybe lifting one foot or the other, just playing, rocking back and forth. Just really having fun there. We're just hanging out here. Eventually dropping those hands, lifting those hips, big fold here. Rocking it out side to side. Maybe releasing the wrists a little bit. And wiggling those toes back to center, big inhale, oops. Mat's coming undone. Big inhale, lifting all the way up. And shifting back down to your chair pose. Maybe big toes to touch, so slipper between your heels, or feet hip width distance apart. Big breaths here. Anything with your hands that feel good. Maybe binding back behind and staying up high on your toes. Or just releasing. Eventually inhaling to rise. Exhaling, shifting over to the right. Catching those elbows. Big breath here. And you can either stay here, slowly start to play into side crow if that's in your practice, or you just want to play, just rocking forward onto your hands. Whatever feels good for you. Or just staying here, maybe extending outward. Eventually inhaling to lift back up. Exhale, folding over to the left. Big, easy breaths here. Maybe same thing on this side if you want to start lowering those hands down and rocking into side crow. Maybe one foot comes off or both. Or just staying in your twisted chair, maybe extending those arms outward. Eventually inhaling back to center. Big fold forward. Then just rocking it out side to side. Eventually stepping back to your high plank, hanging out here for a breath. And lowering those knees to the ground, coming all the way flat to your belly here. Just rocking it out side to side, little low spine or middle spine stretch here. Just big, easy breaths. Just focusing on what feels really good. Eventually lowering all the way down, kicking those back feet up, and maybe catching them, maybe extending outward. All the way into bow pose, rocking if that feels good. Or just settling down, coming back to your breath here. Flipping to the sides of your head. And eventually coming to a rising point, shifting it all the way back to your child's pose. Nice and easy here. Intending those fingers for little shoulder release, or just folding downward. And slowly in your own time, shifting forward, tucking those back toes, lifting your hips, coming into your down dog. Nice and easy here, just coming back to your breath. Inhale, lifting it right through the sky, big opening here. And exhale, leading a step it through low lunge. Maybe dropping that back leg and reaching back for that foot if that feels good. Or just staying down, hanging out here for a breath. Eventually tucking those back toes and lifting up to your high crescent right away. Maybe being a little more balanced than me. Hanging out for a breath here. And just stepping that back foot ever so slightly forward, coming into warrior one. With that back foot pointing 45-degree angle at the top left corner of your mat. Maybe releasing your arms here, just shaking that side to side. Just trying to release a little bit here. For eventually straightening that front foot and just folding over for pyramid pose. Eventually shifting back into your low lunge, rising back up to your high crescent. Opening it out to your warrior two. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle coming forward. Again, maybe half or full binding here if it's in your practice. Or just playing with whatever variation feels good. Again, inhale as you reverse your warrior. This time coming forward all the way into your half moon. Maybe for an added quad stretch, you're reaching back for that foot and kicking into your hand. Or just keep playing with keeping it normal. Slowly, eventually shifting forward into your half standing split. Just releasing your head and neck here, folding down. And slowly starting to rock, bring that foot all the way back up, squeezing it in. Maybe just hanging out here, grabbing 2 toes and extending outward for a big toe hold. Or keeping it down. Then just starting to wrap that foot. Left foot around the right, left arm under the right for eagle pose, shifting downward. Then big release, coming forward into your standing split once more. Releasing back to your low lunge, hanging out here for a breath. Then stepping it back to your high plank, hanging out here. Rotating over to the right. Maybe this time grabbing that right foot and extending it outward, if that feels good. Then rolling over to the left, same thing on this side. Maybe grabbing that foot here, extending it outward. Back to center. And then go into your vinyasa, or just shifting it back to down dog. Big easy breath here. Inhale the right foot all the way to left foot all the way to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose step with your low lunge. Lifting up your right away to your high crescent. And stepping the back foot ever so slightly back, hanging on your warrior one here. Maybe shaking it out, releasing those arms here. Anything that feels really good. Just trying to find ease despite perhaps a more challenging flow. Then starting to straighten up that front leg and just folding over for pyramid pose. Big easy breaths here. Stepping back to your low lunge, rising back up to your high crescent. And opening it out to warrior two. Inhale to reverse that warrior. Exhale, extend that eagle, folding forward. Maybe half or full body if it's in your practice here. Opening out your chest to the wall, big easy breaths. We're just hanging out in whatever variation feels good. One more time, reversing that warrior. And slowly folding forward into your half moon pose. Same thing here, maybe reaching for that back foot and kicking out into it for a little quad stretch. Or just releasing. Eventually slowly shifting forward into your half standing split. So let your head and face go, big easy breaths here. Slowly starting to rock that foot all the way back up, grabbing it here, just holding for a breath. Maybe starting to grab 2 toes and kicking outward for a little big toe hold, or just folding it in, keeping it steady here. Then just starting to wrap that right foot around the left, maybe planting it down as a kickstand, right arm wrapping into the left here, just shifting down. And then big release, folding forward back to your half standing split here. Big breath. Then eventually releasing that back foot downward, stepping it back to your high plank. Hanging out here for a breath, rocking it up into the left. Same thing if you want to stack or grab that back foot or just hang out. And then back to center and rocking it over to the right, same thing here. Whatever variation felt best for you, just playing with that. Slowly coming back to center, holding for another breath. And starting to plant down onto your forearms, coming into forearm plank. Really engaging your core here. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. If you want to open it out to a side plank, play with little different motions here. Maybe to the other side. You're just staying in center. You start to walk your feet all the way in. Coming into dolphin pose, pushing the mat away. And eventually planting those hands, lifting up, coming into your down dog. And just using this place to come back to your breath, just rocking it out side to side. Nice release here. Big easy breaths. as you lift that right foot all the way to the sky. Exhale, knee to right bicep, holding there for a breath. Inhale, extend it back out. Exhale, knee to left bicep, holding for a breath. Inhale, kicking it back out. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger pose, holding, crunching, before exhale all the way through. Just dropping that back knee and hanging out here for a breath. Slowly starting to shift back in half monkey, hanging out here, just releasing that calf after all those standing balancing poses. And coming all the way back to center, wiggling that foot all the way over to the left this time, shifting back once more. Coming to a little variation of half monkey. It might work the outer calf a little bit more. And slowly shift forward and wiggling that foot all the way to the outer right edge of your mat. And again, playing a little lizard pose here. They staying lifted or folding down. For a little fun variation of lizard, you can start to wiggle your arms underneath your leg here. Maybe lift those back toes. Just playing into some variations here. Or just staying whatever feels good. Eventually coming back to your hands and wiggling that foot back to center, tucking those back toes, stepping it back to your high plank, hanging out here for a breath. Eventually going through your vinyasa, pushing it back to down dog. Inhale, lift that left foot all the way to the sky. Exhale, knee to left bicep, holding for a breath here. Inhale, extend it back out. Exhale, knee to right bicep, holding for a breath. Inhale, extending it out. All the way into tiger pose. And eventually kicking it through low lunge. Dropping the back knee and just hanging out for a breath here. Just feeling into those hips. Just big, easy breaths. Eventually starting to shift back into half monkey. Just releasing that calf a little bit. And slowly starting to wiggle that foot all the way over to the right side edge of your mat. And folding back down once more for a little half monkey variation. If that feels good. Otherwise, just staying centered. And slowly shifting forward, walking that foot all the way to the outside left edge of your mat and just hanging out here. Maybe folding down, a little hip release once more. Maybe for a little lizard variation, tucking that shoulder under, tucking those back toes and just lifting up here. Carrying the weight of your leg on your shoulder a little bit here. Or just staying wherever feels good. Eventually coming back to center, lifting back up. Wiggling that foot back to center, lifting those back toes and knees, stepping it back to your high plank. Again, dropping your forearm plank here once more. Maybe opening up to the right side, strengthening a little bit here. Maybe coming back to center and rocking it out to the left. Go all the way back to center. Maybe walking it up to dolphin pose. If you want to play in a little forearm stand, you just start to lift one leg and lift the other. Just playing with any sort of variation here. Just little forearm stand exercises. We're starting to kick up. Just playing as much as you want. Eventually planting those hands, lifting up to down dog. Just a release here, big easy breaths. Inhale that right leg all the way to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through low lunge. Rising up to your high crescent, big breath. Opening up to your warrior two. Inhale, reversing your warrior. Exhale, folding forward. And slowly starting to shift forward into your half standing split here. Inhaling as you rise up. Maybe catching those toes and kicking it out. Eventually wrapping it around an eagle pose. Left foot around, left arm under. And then slowly releasing for one more balancing stretch, kicking that back foot into your backhand. And either staying there, starting to kick it into dancer's pose or a deeper dancer's pose. Eventually dropping those hands to the ground, big release here. And planting the left foot beside the right, just rocking it out side to side. Just nice big release. Inhale, halfway lift, foot back. Exhale, fold. Stepping it back to your high plank. Hanging out here for a breath. Again, maybe lowering down into those forearms. Maybe rocking it open to the left. Or rocking it open to the right. Or maybe once more, so you're going to walk it up to dolphin pose. You can start to kick a little bit into your forearm stand. Just really playing here for a couple more breaths. Or just catching yourself if you overdo it. Eventually pushing those hands down, lifting it up to your down dog. If you're like me, you always use a wall for forearms, stand and handstand. So you're still getting used to having the table right in front of you sometimes when you play with it. This time lifting that left foot all the way to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose step it through a low lunge. And pushing right away to your high crescent. Open up to your warrior two. Inhale as you reverse your warrior. Exhale, slowly shifting forward. Then from here, planting those hands, slowly shifting forward to half standing split. Big breaths here. And slowly rocking the foot all the way up, catching it. Maybe again playing with a big toe hold here. We're just keeping it flat. Eventually wrapping the right foot around the left, right arm under the left, extending out for eagle pose. Then big inhale, release, rise, and kicking that back right foot into your right hand. And either staying here, starting to shift into dancer's pose. Eventually folding back forward. Dropping that back foot. Stepping it back to your high plank. Hanging out here for one more breath. This time lowering straight down, nice and easy to up dog. Just rocking it out side to side. Coming back to your breath here. Eventually shifting all the way back to your down dog, or child's pose. Just big release here, rocking your head out side to side. Just coming back to your breath. Noticing how you might feel about any of the poses today. And just noticing that, no judgment. Maybe starting to walk those hands all over to the right, stacking your left on top of your right. Little side stretch of your breathing into your side body. And slowly walking it all the way over to your left, stacking the right onto the left hand, big breath here, side body stretch on the other side. Just breathing into any space that really needs it. And slowly walking it back to center, rocking it forward to your tabletop pose. And just let it release here, maybe letting your head fall, your neck fall. Eventually inhale as you reach that right hand all the way to the sky. Exhale, threading the needle, dropping that shoulder to the ground. Maybe the left hand stays where it is or walks forward or half binds. Just big, gentle breaths here. Just Just taking big, easy breaths, filling up that space of your body. And on your exhale, just relaxing downward, trying to release any tension that's still being held. And eventually replanting that left hand, reaching the right to the sky, uncoiling that wrist a little bit. Dropping that hand to the ground, rocking your hips out for a little spinal neutralization, and then lifting that left hand to the sky. Exhale, threading the needle on this side. Maybe leaving the right hand where it is or walking it forward. Just big, easy breaths. Again, each inhale just filling up, each exhale just settling downward, trying to release any tension that's maybe being held in any part of your body, maybe your shoulder, maybe your arm, just trying to really let go here. Slowly walking the right hand all the way back, lifting left to the sky, uncoiling here. And dropping that hand back down, rocking it out once more, just release the hips a little bit. And tucking those back toes, lifting your hips down, dog. Big, easy breath here. Inhale that right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose step, but you're coming straight into pigeon this time. Keeping your hands framing your hips to start. And then either staying there slowly, so you're gonna fold forward, coming down onto your forearms, relaxing your head down. Just breathing into the space of your body. Again, same thing here. Just breathing in, filling up, and then each exhale settling downward. Maybe staying here, pigeon moonwalking one side and the other to find a place that feels really sticky and just staying there for a little bit longer. Really just listening to what feels best for your body today. And then maybe staying there, starting to rise, maybe kicking that back foot into your back hand, catching it there. You start to wiggle all the way into mermaid pose, if that's calling for you right now, or just stay in whatever variation here feels good. Really, it's all mermaid pose at the end of the day, so. Eventually dropping that back foot, tucking that back toe and kicking it back up all the way. Anything that feels good to release here, maybe coming into a little wild thing. Just big release. Eventually coming back to center, rocking it out, and inhaling as you lift that left foot to the sky. Exhale, leaving a step it through, coming into pigeon on this side. Walking those hands to frame your hips, and then slowly starting to fold forward. Just releasing downward, same thing on this side. Trying to release any tension. And just big, easy breaths. Each inhale filling up. Each exhale just trying to release a little bit more tension, relaxing into the space. Maybe staying here, starting to pigeon moonwalk side to side. Just really finding a place that feels extra sticky, that your body really needs a little more attention, and just staying there a little bit longer. And maybe starting to rise back up. Either staying there, you could kick this back foot into your hand, playing a little quad stretch. If you want to start wiggling it into your armpit for mermaid, feel free to do that as well. Or just staying in whatever variation feels good. Again, every one of these variations as mermaids is just playing with what feels best here. No judgment, just playing. Eventually releasing, tucking those back toes, lifting that back foot and coming into maybe a wild thing on this side, or just little shoulder, little leg and knee circles. Eventually coming back to center, just rocking it out. Or sort of walk all the way forward to the very top of your mat. And just a nice little release, folding down. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rising all the way up, one vertebra at a time. Big inhale all out of the sky. Interlacing those fingers, and exhale as you shift over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, shifting over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, big fold forward. This time crouching all the way down, reaching those arms forward for a little shoulder release here. Dropping your neck, letting everything go. And eventually, slowly starting to shift all the way back onto your back here. Bring those knees in with you, just rocking it out side to side. Little spinal release here. Anything that feels good. And plant those feet straight down to the ground. And keep your hands planted or maybe bound underneath. Starting to slowly lift up one foot at a time. Really engaging here. Using your glutes to hold yourself up. Maybe wiggling the shoulders underneath a little bit or binding under if that feels good. And slowly settling back downward. Inhale once more, rising all the way up, one vertebra at a time. Maybe this time for an added challenge, that right foot's coming with you. Or just keep it planted, whatever feels best. Then slowly coming back downward. One more time, big inhale, lifting back up. Maybe this time the left foot comes with you for an added challenge, or just keeping it down, whatever feels best. Really engaging here for a couple breaths. And slowly shifting back downward. Wiggling those feet to the outside of your mat, coming into broken bridge with your knees to touch, or rocking it outside to side for little windshield wipers. Just bringing your spine back to a neutral place, really breathing in deep here. And engage in your core a little bit. We're going to extend those legs out and slowly sit up to Dandasana staff pose. Just holding for a breath here. And inhale as you rise up. Exhale, folding forward. Just releasing as far as is comfortable. Any tension, just big bend in the knees. Inhale as you slowly rise up, pulling that right leg in with you and crossing it over the left, just sitting up nice and tall here. And slowly starting to rotate open with that right hand catching behind you. Maybe the left hand continues to wrap, the elbow catches, whatever feels best. Big breaths here. Each inhale, sitting up a little taller. Each exhale, rotating a little deeper. One more just like that. Big inhale, sitting up. Big exhale, rotating a little deeper. And slowly uncoiling, doing a little release on the other side here. You have a couch in your face, maybe you can't go all the way down. And coming back up, releasing that leg and switching it out, pulling the left knee across over the right, sitting up extra tall here. Big, easy breaths. And slowly starting to rotate open, that left hand catching behind you. Maybe the right arm continues to wrap, the right elbow catches. So whatever feels good here. Each inhale, sitting up taller. Each exhale, rotating a little deeper. Inhale, sitting up a little taller. Exhale, rotating a little deeper. And slowly uncoiling, maybe doing a little release on the opposite side. And eventually rising and bring those knees in as you rock, extra careful all the way down. Holding onto your knees for a little spine release here, that should feel nice. And eventually extending that left leg all the way up, pulling that right knee in towards your right armpit, big squeeze here. Maybe a little extra calf release, kicking it out. And eventually rocking it over all the way to the left, shifting that left hip a little bit over to the right as you open out into supine twist. Either gazing forward or out of your right hand, just breathing in nice and deep here. Just big, easy breaths. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be, just staying present exactly here. Seeing if any tension's being held in your face and trying to let that go too. I love playing with noticing that. It seems I always am just scrunching out my face, so just noticing that and trying to let it go. Eventually slowly rocking back to a center, pulling that right knee back in towards your right armpit. Releasing it out, switching it out for that left leg and exchange. Big squeeze here. Maybe extending out for a little calf release. And then rocking it all the way over to the right, shifting that right hip over to the left, opening up that left hand. Maybe gazing forward or out of your left arm. Emphasizing more your shoulder coming to the ground than your knee, and just breathing in deep here. Again, just seeing where you're holding tension, just using your breath to slowly ease it away. Slowly starting to pull that left knee all the way back in towards your left armpit. And just big breath here, releasing. Eventually pulling both knees in and just rocking it out side to side. Big release here. And at this point, taking any last pose that's really calling for you. Maybe a happy baby, shoulder stand, other forearm stand, almost knocking into a table. Whatever feels good for you right now. And eventually pulling those knees in towards center, pulling your chin up towards your face. Big breath, big squeeze here, all the way to the top of your breath. And then big exhale, fully releasing downward out into your Shavasana. Feeling the weight of your body press down into the mat. Your feet heavy, your legs heavy, your hips sinking downward with your torso. Your shoulders and arms and hands melting down. Finding space with your neck as your jaw and tongue all the way to the top of your head relax downward. Deep into this floor, through your mats, deep into any floor beneath you, all the way to the earth. Just digging in like roots of a tree until you found your Shavasana. On your next breath, beginning to make your breath slightly more active, or options stay here for longer. Maybe starting to find some slight movement in your fingers or your toes, or rocking your head side to side, or taking a big overhead stretch. Eventually either staying there or rocking to one side and feeble pose. And again, as you stay there, slowly starting to rock up to a seated position. Just feeling your spine tall, your eyes still closed, maybe rocking your head for a little release. And taking a few easy breaths here. Just coming back to notice the sensations of being alive, maybe your heartbeat, the vibrations in your fingers, or any other part of you. Maybe just focusing on that breath, filling all the way up. Then just emptying out to the bottom. Just letting your breath slide nice and easy here. Taking a big breath, reaching your hands overhead, bringing your palms to touch. And slow exhale, folding your hands all the way to heart center. And taking one big breath in. One big open mouth exhale. And namaste. Thank you so much for joining today, and hope to see you next time.